Hello, beautiful souls, divine beings. Welcome in this lovely space with me. Today, I have for you an oracle reading. And the vision that I received for this one is you are walking, and you are walking in it's like a flat landscape, which goes in the end a little bit up, so you don't see what is behind the, the horizon. But at the horizon, till where you see, it goes a little bit up, and it goes up on all sides. So there is no vision up until a certain point. And before it goes up on the left, there is like a small pyramid. And you start walking, and behind you is a wall. So it's like there is no way back where you are. And there is a little road that is meandering through this landscape, and you walk. You first look, you see this pyramid, and you instinctively know that is where you have to go. So you start to walk, and while you walk, you are looking around, and on the left it's mainly plain field, and then on the right there is like, at first there is a car cemetery, and then there is this it's a Ferris wheel, a Ferris wheel, but there is like, it's also in the car cemetery, it's like a lot of old metal is there. And also, so you are walking, and you are looking at this place on your right, and you are looking at the Ferris wheel, and you feel you want to go to the Ferris wheel, but it's like you want to go, but it's like your feet are being pulled forward. So I see you like bending backwards, but your feet are still moving. So you want to go, but you can't. Something is pulling you in front. But it's an interesting place also. This, it's like yeah, like I say, a car cemetery. There is like a lot of old metal, and also the wheel, the Ferris wheel. It's making this peeping sound. Eep, eep. So it has a little bit a sense of um, the sound is a little bit like a horror movie, but it doesn't feel like that. But it also, it looks like, it looks like life is out of that place, but not in a bad way. It's just, it's like you are looking at something that at a certain moment in time was alive, but it's not anymore. So, and still you want to go there, but there is something, your feet are being pulled. Again, I see you this bending backwards, but your feet are just going, and I still see you. You are still looking because you want to go to that wheel, but this invisible force is pulling you in front. So you follow your feet, and you follow the track, and then you arrive at this pyramid, and it's on your left, and before, the land is quite it's quite dry. It feels quite dry, and then also the metal, it feels kind of dead. There is no, very little life. And then you arrive in this area of this pyramid, and there it's so fertile. And there is a gate. It's also an old metal gate. And the gate is open, but there is like a lot of green, a lot of plants that are growing over this gate. But the gate is open, and you go in, and you walk towards this pyramid, and the area is super fertile. It's super fertile, but it's also very wild. It's very raw nature. Like nature took completely over. And then you arrive at this pyramid, and it's a stone pyramid. It's not so big, but it's a stone pyramid. And also, um, on the pyramid, there is a lot of plants that have found their way through. But you are standing in front of this pyramid and you are looking at the stones, and you realize that the stones are moving. They are alive. It's like they are growing and shrinking. It's not that the pyramid itself grows, but the stones on its own, they are alive. And they are moving, they are growing and shrinking and interacting with these plants that are also moving. And then the stones, they are bearing fruits, and it's a completely alive statue. And you are standing in front of this, and you are looking at this, and you are amazed by what you see. It's something you have never seen before. And you are really in awe. And you are standing there and you are just looking at what you see and almost not believing what you are seeing. So you are like, just keep on looking at what is happening in front of you. And you are like checking in with yourself, like, is this really happening? Is this really what is happening? Can I trust my eyes here? But it is happening. And you stand there, you stay there for a while, and you stay there up until you realize it is really happening. And then you walk away from this place. You go backward, not backwards, but you go back through the gate, and you keep on continuing on that path. And while you are continuing on that path, you are still going, you are now going direction where the landscape is going upwards. And while you are walking this track till where it goes upwards, you are reflecting on what you just saw. And you are reflecting on the fact that if stones can grow, if stones are really alive, what I just saw, it's a miracle. And you are coming into this, while you are walking, you are coming into this realization or this consciousness of, if this is possible, then everything is possible. And the moment you realize that everything is possible, you arrive at the top of where the landscape went on, and you are looking in front of you, and what you see in front of you is like the Garden of Eden. It's full of life. It's super fertile. It's abundant. It's wealthy. It's joyful. There is people there. There are children. They are playing. People are smiling. People are in love, in joy, in bliss, in abundance. And you are standing there and you are looking at that. And there the vision stops. So, my dear beautiful souls, this is a beautiful one also. There are more messages in here, but there is for sure one big message in here, and that is that anything and everything is possible. And it's just by our own limiting beliefs that we create a reality that is limited. But if we are able to open up our consciousness for infinite possibilities, then also these infinite possibilities will be reflected back to us. So I want to look into, because this is a reading for more, for sure. But I want to look into what wants to come through with this. Because the first thing, I'm going back to the beginning. You are at a point where there is no way back. You have come so far and there is no way back. It's impossible. The only way to go from where you are is in front. And even if you are pulled to go somewhere what feels off track, like the wheel, there is this invisible force that is still pulling you. So you are guided by something higher than yourself and also something stronger than yourself, because I feel in the vision that you want to go. You want to go to this wheel. But it's impossible because your feet are being pulled. So there is really something stronger than yourself that is pulling you in a certain direction. And go back to the beginning, because in the beginning, where you are, the first thing you see is the pyramid. So you are very clear in this is where I have to go. What also can be a message for some, that if you are in a point where you still don't know where to go, and then at a certain moment you decide to go somewhere or to go in a certain direction, then also know that there is more in there. If you make a choice to go in a certain direction, call in your guidance and ask them to guide you there without distractions. But I also feel in here, it is about the choice. It is truly about the choice. It's about your choice when you choose to go somewhere to a certain point. It's also up to you to invite your guidance in there with you and to ask them to guide you to where you need to go without distractions or without being pulled off track. And they will guide you through. The supernatural is super active in this moment. And anyway, if you ask from a sincere and honest place, if you ask for the guidance, they will be there to guide you through. So that is in there for sure. Make a choice where you want to go and call in your guidance to guide you to that point without distractions. And then I'm coming back here to this car park, because this is something interesting. There is this metal also, what is really pulling my attention. Why is it all metal? Wow, that's interesting. So the metal, what I see now here is I'm being zoomed into the metal that is there, and also the wheel. And it's old, and there is rust, and also dead. The metal is alive. It has turned into rust. Some alchemical process has happened there, is happening there. It's changing form. So even there, the beginning of your journey, or a little bit on the journey, there is already there are already signs from or there are already possibilities to come to that consciousness of everything is possible and nothing is as it seems and nothing remains the same. So this is already there. What I also strongly feel in here is this: whatever wants to distract you now, whenever you see this reading, and whenever you have chosen a certain point to go to, a certain focus point to go to, internally or externally, there is this review of your past. But it's just about a review, because what I strongly feel in here is that it's a place where there once was life, but there is no more life. It has had its time. And while you are walking next to it, it's important for you to look at it, but it's not important to still go there. It's just important to look at it and to allow yourself to still keep on moving forward while you are reviewing the past. But it is important to look at. I do feel that. And what I also feel in here is it's important when we, especially in moments of big transformation, to review the past, always from the position of the observer, to look at the past and to see it for what it is, to integrate whatever we need from that past, but also keep on moving forward. Which doesn't mean you cannot stand still for a moment with your past, which can also be very important. But in here, in this energy, it's like you are going somewhere else. You have already looked into this past, and it's now like a short review to just look at it one more time and to trust in your guidance that is taking you another direction. You can still look at it, but don't go dwelling in it anymore. Don't go identifying with that past anymore, because it had its time. It had its time. And then there is this sound, which is also, it's also really pulling my attention. And this feels like there is some communication. It's possible that some communication from the past still tries to reach you. And also there, it's about staying the observer of. Don't go into it anymore, which doesn't mean you cannot communicate with the past anymore. And with this specific past, it's really something that you have chosen to leave behind. There is no growth in there anymore. And it's transforming into, or nature is taking over also there, with the rust that is there, and with the nature that is literally also taking over that space. So it had its time, and if something still tries to communicate from that place that you consciously chose to say goodbye to, then don't get too attached to that communication, or don't get triggered by that communication, or say no to the communication if that is what you feel is the best for you to do. But it doesn't mean that you cannot communicate with that past anymore, but it's also important to understand that that past, that part of your past is, it's done. There is no more growth in there. And then there is also, which is also interesting, because this can also be a situation for you, because this, that sound, like I said, it sounds a little bit like a horror movie, but it doesn't feel like that. But it does sound like that. So it's possible that a situation from the past that was haunting you before, or that was triggering you before, that was maybe making you fearful before, you might notice now that it doesn't trigger you anymore. You can now listen to it, and that sound can be a certain person speaking to you, old way of thinking speaking to you, some sort of communication towards you or within you that before shook you off balance, and now you can also there stay in the state of the observer and listen to the sound, listen to the communication, and being very aware that it doesn't trigger you anymore, being aware of that in the moment, which feels like very victorious over you. It feels like it's a victory on yourself, within yourself, to don't be triggered by that anymore, almost to laugh with it. So that is also in there. That is interesting. I get there is a, how you call that? There is an animal here which is jumping on the wheel now. And what is the name? Ik hoor hem. Oh, what is the name in English? I'm not sure if I know the name for this. I have to look it up later. But it's this animal that it has a big tail, and it's collecting food for winter. It runs in the trees. Oh, what is the name of that? I should know that. It's a squirrel. A squirrel. So there is a squirrel in there, which is interesting because the spirit of squirrel, they bring a message of collecting, preparing for winter or preparing for later. There is also they have a very energetic energy, but there is also a nervousness in here. Why is this coming through? Okay. This is a message for someone. This is relating to a certain person, which you can recognize by his or her energy being very energetic. And this is someone that is quite fearful for the future, and in a sense tried, because this is past energy, but try to make you fearful for the future. And it jumped on while I was speaking about the communication. So it's very possible that some communication from someone with this energy might come in to try to pull you again into this sphere. And then there it's you realizing how much you have grown and how it doesn't shake you off balance anymore, where it did that before, where he or she did that before. And this energy, it's not someone with bad intentions. Really not. I don't feel that in here. Because the essence of this, how the scroll shows up, the essence is still very pure. But there is an anxious, nervous energy in there. And there is this energy of trying to make you fearful, trying to make you anxious, trying to make you nervous and fearful for what's to come. So for someone or for some, this is related with this communication from the past that is coming in. And also because now I'm again being pulled to this image of where you are being pulled, or where your body is being bent backwards and your feet are being pulled in front. It's like you maybe still want to you want to take care in a way. You want to, there is a mothering feeling that is coming up here. So this might be someone that you felt responsible for in a sense, or you felt like you had to be there for them to create a space of safety for them. And that's what maybe still tries to pull you there. But it's impossible to still go there. It's impossible. But this might be it, why you are looking, and I really feel this there is this this mothering, trying to protect energy that is in here, that is very present in here. So this might be someone with whom you were playing out that role. But it's past. It's past. And I don't see you. I don't see this hurting you. Or I don't feel this. It's just like you, just this reflex of, I want to take care, but it's just impossible. And it's also fast. It's this, something is moving you through this, which makes it impossible to still go back there, even though you would want. And when I translate that into daily life, it's possible that if this person shows up for you, still tries to communicate with you, still tries to pull you in a certain direction, still tries to pull you in a certain role that you were playing before with them, it's very possible that just life steps in between and creates a situation that makes it impossible to actually be there for that person. However, life steps in, but I do feel that in here it's impossible. It's, even if you would want to, and it's not your way. Also, there is no more growth in there, which doesn't mean you don't care. You can still care, you can still love, but the relationship the role you were playing there was also not healthy. And the choice that you have made now, this goal where you want to go, it's completely out of alignment with that part of your past. And that's also why you are being moved by the supernatural, by God's source spirit. You are being moved to where you need to go. And this is a place of fertility. So we are going there now. We are going to this pyramid, which is such an interesting place. It's a very interesting place. And it's so different than the whole landscape from before. Very fertile, very fruitful, very abundant, very magical, very wondrous. Is it that? Wondrous? It's full of wonder. And it's a very easy access to get there. The gates are open. The gates are open, and it's also because this force that is pulling you over the track, I don't feel the force of the moment you arrive at the gate. You are just walking in by yourself. So this force, it pulled you till that place. So there is a big message in here also to surrender. Surrender to wherever life wants to take you in this moment. Because it's leading you to a very, very abundant, fertile place, and it's leading you to a place that will change your consciousness, or leading you into an experience that is so out of your known reality and out of your known experience, that it will feel like a miracle happening right in front of you. Right in front of you, but also within you, because there is this. But it's first something happens outside of you. So you will be led into a certain situation or into a certain experience that will really sweep you off your feet. You will be really amazed by what you see. You will be put into a situation or a circumstance or whatever, something that you feel like you have never experienced before. And you're gonna have to pinch yourself. Am I not dreaming? Am I really seeing this? Am I really experiencing this? And you will be able to stay in that situation or in that experience for as long as your consciousness needs to come to the point that you are convinced that what you are seeing or what you are experiencing, that it's real. But it's going to blow your mind. It's going to completely blow your mind. You're going to really, at first, not believe what you see or what you are experiencing, but in a very, very positive way. So first, this external experience, and then there is a moment of reflection where you are walking, you are continuing on your path, and there is this moment of reflection to, at first, you are staying in this experience or in this situation up until the moment that you truly believe that it's true. And from that moment of realizing that what you experience or see or feel, that it's true, from there your consciousness will open up into infinite possibilities. And where your consciousness opens up, the moment your consciousness opens up into infinite possibilities, it's there where also your vision, your external world is reflecting to you these infinite possibilities, this garden of Eden that is there. So all of this together, life, the unseen, the supernatural, God's source spirit, is guiding you, is taking control over you to lead you into an experience that will change your consciousness. And it will change your consciousness into into a consciousness that is full or more truth than it was before. Because the Garden of Eden, what you see there, and also what you see at the pyramid, it's abundance, it's fertility, it's magic, it's miracles, it's wonder, it's awe, it's joy, bliss, it's a happy family, it's all truth what is there in that, in both images, in the pyramid and also in the Garden of Eden. The essence of what is behind there, especially the Garden of Eden, but also the pyramid. But the pyramid is still the it's like the shift with the human consciousness, or with the consciousness on a certain level that is still very linked to the human mind. It's like this shift and this opening too. It's the opening too. The shift is on the way when you reflect. But also there is already a shift, because you come to the point that you really believe what you see. And then the Garden of Eden, the essence of what is there, it's all truth. Again, there is joy, pure joy. There is bliss. There is abundance. There is fertility. There is wealth. There is true connections. There is light. And all of that, the true meaning of that, is truth. And it is your essence also. It's a reflection of your essence, what you see there. So whatever God, source, spirit, the supernatural, whatever this higher force, this higher power is guiding you into now, is an experience where your consciousness will shift completely or more into truth than it was before. I didn't pull any cards, but I want to pull some cards. But there is so much in here. Okay, I'm being pulled again to this. That's where I wanted to pull a card. I'm being pulled again to the car park because I feel there is still a message or some messages for some. And this is related to that past. What is here? So we are speaking about relationships. We are speaking about certain jobs. We are speaking about certain, relationships in general. All relationships, love relationships, friendships, work relationships that are that belong to the past in this moment or from this moment on. And also work is in here. Certain jobs you did, um, people, places, and situations, projects where you put your energy in before, that is now very clear that it's from the past, that it's not reciprocate with your energy where you are now. We also have passage in here. And I do feel, because it's coming through as a clarification from what is this past energy. And I do feel for some this is about transition of loved ones, people or beings that have transitioned. And then I want to go a little bit deeper in here. About this passage, what I do feel to share here is that it's not about leaving the spirit behind of the loved ones, but it's about leaving behind what is not serving you anymore. So any feelings that were related to there, any grief that was related to that, it's anything in that relationship that is not serving you anymore, which is becoming something from the past also. I also feel in here there is, so we have the core here, there are certain core wounds. So old wounds that you have healed that are also a part of the past. And there is one more in here. The mineral realm. Why this one? Mineral realm with the cactus. What I feel in here is also a message to, because you are being moved by something, it's impossible to still go there. But I also feel it's important for some to say that allow it to let go also. Don't, even without you being able to still physically go there, it's possible that you still hold on energetically to parts of that. And there is also a message in here to surrender that. If you know, and you know, whatever situation, situation, circumstance You know if it's from the past or not. You know. And there is an invitation in there that if you still feel that you are energetically holding on to some of that, to surrender. Surrender and let go. And allow that to transform into something different. Allow Pachamama, allow Mother Earth to take care of that. Allow the Divine Mother, Divine Father to take care of that. And what I'm being pulled now is again the rust. The metal that is, it's rusting already. So it is going into a natural process of transforming. It's going into a natural process of alchemizing, but it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to choose to also energetically say, I let go. I surrender that. Hmm. And also there, and now I see again the movement that is there. You can still hold on to it, but um, it will pull on your balance. It will not prevent you from going where you need to go, but it will pull on your balance, because the moment that you are there and that you are looking, your body is very much out of balance because your feet are in front and your head is hanging above the ground, which is it's not the best, it's not the most comfortable position to walk your path gracefully. So there is really a message in there also, if you feel that something is still pulling you, from which you know, and again, you know, from which you know that is from the past, choose to energetically also let that go. Don't allow it to still pull on your balance. Yeah, and then again, the core wounds, there is a lot of old generational wounds that have been healed by many of us. And also that is a big energy of the past. So all of this together, it's anything and all that is not serving us anymore. And life has been showing us and keeps on showing us what is not serving us anymore, and in inviting us to choose to let these things go. And not only inviting us, it's also, life is also stepping in actively to remove whatever is not serving us anymore. And in great lines, it's about removing the gateway. I love this card. And the bird. Beautiful. Beautiful. What did I say? The life is also stepping in and removing whatever is not serving us anymore, and cutting through the illusion, cutting out the illusion. Archangel Michael coming through with his sword, the sword of truth, cutting through the illusion, cutting through the BS to come to truth. So that is there in that park. That is there in that park. And the gateway to rebirth. It's a gateway to rebirth. This whole journey, this whole vision. And it's very led by the divine. It's impossible to ignore. And I say it's impossible to ignore, but we always have a choice. We have our free will to make choices, and we can resist. But it's pulling on you so strongly. And it's also what I feel in here, that it's also related with you, back to the beginning, where you choose, I want to go there. Even though you don't see what it is clearly, you just know that's where you need to go. So there is a choice of you involved. And then it's again this choice of you involved, speaking with your guidance, guide me through that point without distraction. That's where I need to go. And it's very clear for you that you have to go there. And if it would not be your way to go, this divine force would also not be pulling you. If it's not your point to go to, life would put obstacles on your path. And this is some, and you feel it also. I feel that in the beginning also, that it's just, that is where you need to go. The same as that this right side is the past, that there is no more growth in there. And gratitude is coming through also. This is also very important. When you are reviewing, when you are looking at that, take a moment to be grateful for everything that the past has showed you, for everything that the past has given you, for everything that you have learned from the past, for everything that you have integrated from the past. Take that moment while you are looking at it. Take a moment of gratitude. It raises your vibration even higher to go where you are going to. Is there something else? There is something else in the pyramid place that wants to come through here. What is that? What I see now is, I see some worms. Earthworms. And they are just showing themselves. Okay. The spirit of earthworm. They bring a message of um, it's like a healthy environment in the earth. So they bring a message of a healthy environment in the nutrition in the earth. But they also carry the spirit of earthworm, also carries an energy of, there is like something new in here, but also just one little part of a big network. And what I feel in here with this, I want to pull some cards about this, but what I feel in here is that Earthworm here is showing up to bring you a message that whatever you will discover there in this pyramid place, in this experience or this situation where God, Source, Spirit, where the divine is leading you into, whatever you will discover there is just one part of something much greater. And the energy of beginning is also coming through here. So it's like this completely new beginning where where like a first veil is being lifted from something completely new, which is part of a very grand organism. And the main feeling that I get with this is it's only the beginning, but in a very positive way. The wonder and the amazement that you see in there, that you experience in there, it's only the beginning of what's to come in a very, very positive way. So expect good stuff, a lot of good stuff, and expect to be amazed in a very, very positive way. Expect to be awakened to the truth. In a very positive way again. I want to pull these. Yeah, what I really feel in here, there is such a big invitation in this space to be open for the impossible. Be open for the impossible. Be open for the wonder. Be open to be amazed, to be surprised in big ways, really. And really be open to that, because I still, even that, it doesn't matter, because you are allowed to stay there for as long as you want. And I hear it can even be lifetimes. So the divine doesn't have a time. There is endless, infinite patience. But you can stay in this place for as long as you want, up until you actually believe what you see. It's up to you. So there is no rush in there. There is no need to speed up. No need to. It just, you can stay there as long as you want, and it's a beautiful place to be in. It's a beautiful place to be in. It's a wonderful place to be. So stay as long as you want. Just know there is more. There is more after that, but no need to rush. Just stay. And I also feel that in the vision, that just at some moment, because you are staying there, up until you realize that what you see is really true. And then automatically you start walking again direction to the gate, and then the next way of the journey unfolds itself by itself. So there is no feeling of rush in here. There is no feeling of you have to hurry up, or no, it's just perfectly attuned to you, to your tempo. Take your time. Take all the time you need. But be open. Be open to be amazed. Be open to be amazed. Okay, so I feel I have to stop here because I wanted to go a little bit further. And what I really feel now is Spirit is guiding me and saying me stop. And this is a message for you, and it comes back to what I just said. Take your time. Know that there is more after it, and that what you are experiencing in this new place is just the beginning of an enormous organism. It's just the first veil that's being lifted. But stay there for as long as you want, and then from there, the rest will unfold itself. And I really feel I have to stop here, but I want to pull one more card because it's like there is something in the corner of that pyramid place, and this is the light beings are coming through. The light beings. And I felt there was something, I say something there in that corner that was like wanting to show itself, but also waiting for you up until you are ready to see, up until it's your time to be open, and be open as much as you want to be open. It's all up to you. It's all in your hands. But with the light beings coming through here, it tells me, and also because it shows up now after that I said that, it's really telling me that there is a lot in there. There is a lot in that place to be amazed by. And everything is adapting to you there. Everything is adapting to your tempo, to whatever time you need to see it all, to receive it all, and to come to that point of really believing. It's more than believing. Really knowing that what you are experiencing is the truth. Okay, my dear beautiful souls, I have to stop here. I have to listen to the guidance. So I'm going to end the reading here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. And I'm sending lots of love, lots of light, lots of peace and blessings for each and every one.